I always make my best, what's it called, sketches, just on random little scrap pieces of paper. So I have a little piece of tape here. I'm just gonna stick it right in a sketchbook so I don't lose it. Voila. With my other two little owls that I'm going to be making a little illustration out of. That's what we're doing this week. Also, I really want to not change my illustration style, but I want to get it to where I really love it. So I decided to make a Pinterest board just of all these different illustrations that I really love. Whoops. That I really love the style of. Not that I want to copy or anything, but just so that I can look at them and kind of dissect what I like about them and try to implement that into my own art. So I just have a big board of a bunch of different illustrations that I'm gonna look at, get inspired by, and make this illustration that I have in my head. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes, and I'm gonna talk to you while I work on it, kind of thing. I'm gonna try to screen record my iPad so that I can fast forward in different parts and stuff rather than just use Procreate's recording software. So that's what we're gonna do. There's so many lovely illustrations out there. Yeah. So let's get on it. Alrighty, guess I might as well get started considering I have a lot of talking to do. So, hello everyone. I feel like it's been forever since I've turned on the camera, even though it's only been a few days. I don't know how this is going to go. I should probably press play on that. Oops. I don't know how this is going to go because this is the first Draw With Me video I'm going to be doing. I don't know how it's going to go over, if you guys are going to like it at all. I hope it's not too boring. That's why I'm talking to you guys, to try to make it a little bit more interesting. I don't know. So I have actually the footage of me drawing onto the side just in case I want to like reference what's going on. Right now I'm just doing the line work for these two illustrations that I'm going to be showing you. And if my phone will open, I have little talking points. So if I can't think of something to talk about, I can look at my phone. So, professional, yeah. But this is gonna be quite a bit of talking probably, considering at least this raw footage. I mean, I cut it down already to 24 minutes from like hours of drawing footage. Kudos to anyone that does Draw With Me videos, because it takes a lot of time to just like sift through all of the footage of you drawing. So, and like choose what to include. I tried to include like quite a bit of it and then just like speed it up at points. Let me know if you are interested in these types of videos, like what you like to see most. I personally, when I watch Draw With Me videos, really like to see the line work because I find that super satisfying, and then watching the coloring go by a little quicker is totally fine with me. But let me know what you guys think. So on to one of the topics. As you might have already noticed, if you do pay attention to how often I upload, I'm going to be cutting down to a video every other week. So hopefully like Wednesday or Thursday. It is currently Thursday and I'm supposed to be uploading this tonight, so wish me luck. Hopefully it comes out today. But I'm going to be cutting it down to hopefully 2 videos a month, essentially, a video every other week, because I have a full-time job now. I am getting a phone call. They will have to wait. I have a full-time job, and I'm not fully used to a full-time job, so like already 40 hours a week is draining. If you work more than that, kudos to you, especially if you like hold a side job as well. Like, all the props to anyone that works like full-time and has like a side job, or like does 2 what is it called? 2 part-time jobs even. Like, just the routine of going to work is not new to me, obviously, but it's like, it's a lot. It takes a lot out of you. Like, when you get home, you want to be able to relax. And so when I get home, I have to either like work on art, plan videos, edit videos, stuff like that. So just to try to lessen my load, I'm gonna be going down to that many videos. So hopefully that's okay with you. Hopefully that's okay with like how my videos perform. I don't know. It's not like I'm crazy about like watching performance rating, like how well videos do. I want to see like what people like, but I'm also just making videos to just make videos because I enjoy it. I like working on my art. I like sharing my art. Hopefully people out there like watching it. So it's like, to have this full-time job is really, I'm very grateful to have it, because it takes a lot of pressure off of my art, because I'm just like, okay, I don't have to fully support myself through this. Like, in no way am I right now. And so it takes that slight pressure off, and hopefully I can like make more of everything that I like. I mean, to be honest, I've been making what I like anyways. But yeah, what was I gonna say? I totally lost my train of thought there for a second. It just takes some pressure off, but then adds some more pressure, because I'm very new to my job, so I'm still like in the training like period of it. So it's a lot. It's a lot to like take in. Every day is a lot of new information, and I'm just trying to absorb as much as I can. So, but it's fun. It's really nice. I do like it. So that's good. That's my new job. Got that. That is a check mark on my little list. But what comes with my new job is a new sleep schedule. So I am quite a night owl, if I can be honest. That's just how I've always been. And so with my new job, I work typically, I start at like 6:30 or 7, and once I'm out of the training period, I might start as early as like 5:30 a.m. So those are really early times. So it's very strange to be trying to get like 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So I have to go to bed around like 9 p.m. If I do have my schedule at 5 a.m., then I'm gonna have to go to bed at like 7 or 8 p.m., you know, around there. And it's very different. So, I mean, I've at this point adjusted, because it's been, I think this is my 3rd week that I've been with this job. And so I've gotten used to the schedule, but it still feels kind of strange to be like going to bed so early, because my brain's just like, but we used to stay up late. And it's funny. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I wanted to kind of link this. It was a unintentional thing that just kind of worked out. So for the illustration, what you probably are seeing right now is me lining the second owl. So I made 2 illustrations for this, and one is a sun owl and one is a moon owl. So it's kind of like almost like coinciding with I used to go to bed late at night and now I go to bed and am an early riser. So like night owl, early bird, early owl, whichever. I just thought it was cute. So I used to be such a night owl. I feel like in my heart I still am a night owl, but I don't know, it's funny. I've actually been really enjoying waking up super early. I don't know, it feels like I can accomplish more in a day. If that's true or not, I'm not sure, because I feel like already so accomplished that I like go to work and everything. So to get my artwork done and everything and videos edited on top of that, that's super like big accomplishments right there. So yeah, it's funny. When I was younger, I used to hate getting up early, but now I've like made sure that I still get the correct amount of sleep, so it doesn't feel horrible to be waking up at like 4:30 in the morning. I don't know, it's strange to be awake before the sun comes up, but at the same time it's kind of nice because you get to see the sunrise. And one day we were having a lot of rain this past like few weeks, and one day there was a rainbow when I got in my car, and I was just like, today is gonna be a good day. So just the little things, just the little things. So yeah, I just had this idea of the like sun and moon owl. I originally only had the idea for this moon owl because I wanted it to be like overlooking this like little village, for it to be a really big owl in the sky kind of thing, or on this perch, like wooden perch, little branch thingy. And I had this idea of, I want to work with complementary colors. So I had this idea of kind of like a teal bluey kind of situation and orange. So those are kind of on the opposites of the color wheel. So I wanted to do that. Yeah, teal, dark blue with like orange, red, yellow kind of. So those are opposites on the color wheel. So I wanted to do complementary, and then I was just like, why don't I do a sun owl? So then I was like, okay, I could do it with a blue sky in the background, but I feel like you always see a blue sky. So I was just like, no, we're gonna do a little bit different and keep with the color theory kind of going ons. And I decided to do an analogous, I believe it's called analogous, an analogous color scheme. If that's not correct, I will fix it. I'll like plop a little side note on the screen or something. But an analogous color scheme for the sun owl. So for that, it's mostly, as you can probably see on the screen, it's red, orange, yellow, those like kind of colors all together on the color wheel versus like opposite or triadic or something. So we got an analogous color scheme and we got a complementary color scheme because I am fancy that way. I'm not fancy. I rarely think of color theory. So that's one of the things that I kind of want to work on. I want to work on color theory for my illustrations, and I also just want to work on my illustration style. As you would know if you've been watching a lot of my videos, I do a lot of like character creature creation, essentially, with like my tea owls and my coffee birds and my little like bunnies. So I do a lot of creature creation, but so that's mainly just drawing one character on a page. But I wanted to do more scenes and everything and work on my line work on being more, not precise, what's the word I'm looking for? More bold with my lines, essentially. I can't get away from doing line work on my illustrations. I've just always really loved line work. I also really love illustration styles that are lineless, like just don't have lines, just don't have line art, or just like yeah, they're just lineless. I absolutely love illustration styles like that. I just cannot get myself to do it. I just really love line work. So I find it really calming to do line work anyways. So that's what I've been doing. So I can't really get away from that. I did kind of a lineless style on the, what is it called? I'm like looking over here to like see what you guys are seeing. On the tree branch, the mountains, and the little houses. Those are lineless. I like how they turned out, but I feel like it just wouldn't work for my owls to be lineless. So it's kind of like a mixture, I don't know. But as I showed you earlier in the video, I do have like a Pinterest board on my phone of just like a bunch of different illustrations that I really love the style of. By no means do I want to obviously copy their style, but there's like little details that really stick out to me in some images that I'm just like, oh, I love that. I love that, like the little lines to make texture or something, you know, like little details that I'm like, oh, I could try to implement that, or see illustrations that really play with lighting, and I'm just like, okay, lighting is a thing that I'm noticing that I'm really drawn to. Let's try to implement dramatic lighting into my illustration. So this one, I don't know if I would call it dramatic, but it's got a big spotlight where the like light from the moon or the sun is coming out of these owls' eyes, and it's playing with lighting. It's more than what I would normally do, so progressively getting more playful with my illustration style. That's essentially what I'm trying to do, and I don't know, I'm really happy with how these pieces came out. There was a lot of just little like tweaking colors and everything that you'll eventually see. From like, I started with the sun illustration and then moved on to the moon illustration. So a lot of it was for the moon illustration that you'll be seeing soon, is just tweaking colors. So like taking the layer that was for the sun illustration and sliding the hue saturation all around and trying to put on overlays and playing with layer modes. I think they're called layer modes, playing with those to just kind of get the colors to where I want it to be. But I had a lot of fun with playing with like the spotlight, because I think I put that on for Procreate. It's a, oh, what is that called? High intensity? No, I'm gonna just look, so bear with me. What is it called? What is that layer mode? And yes, I will probably leave this on here, considering I need to talk for like 10 more minutes. I also don't know how long these videos should be. Oh, hard light, okay. So this is probably gonna be small in the corner, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. You can probably see it better on my screen, so I just pulled it up. I won't bother you with showing it, but it's under, when you like click on talking too much. When you click on a layer and it says normal, you can change the layer mode, and it's under contrast, and then it's called hard light. And so it just essentially applies a layer mode to that layer. So I like how that turned out. So that's using hard light, and I used some Gaussian blur on a second of the spotlight, which was nice. I don't know, I had a lot of fun with it. I'm really happy with how they turned out. As you would have already seen also, I made this little guy, and you'll see me like print him out and cut him out. Spoiler alert. But I made this little guy, and I'm really happy with this too. It was mainly just for a color card, just to see how the colors would look. As you would have already seen, I believe, the sun owl is actually white in the finished illustration. But for this, since he was going on a white background, I wanted it to be yellow just because I could, and I wanted to see how that yellow color looked. Okay, I was rudely interrupted there. I don't know if I'll fix that or if I'll just leave it super raw footage and just plop it in there. That was cut off because we reached like 16 minutes of recording, and my camera was just like, bye-bye, I'm done. You're gonna have to start a new file. So, I'm back. It was like 1 second for you, obviously. But what else was I going to say? I'm really happy with how these turned out. I want to get even more illustrative with more story, more action, movement in my illustrations. I want to keep on pushing myself because I don't want to just be comfortable with one style, because I see all these beautiful illustration styles and I'm just like, oh, I like this little detail, or oh, I like how they did this. And I want to try to keep working, because I don't know if any artist is ever fully happy with their art style. I feel like we are always improving, even when you're first starting out on your illustration journey, on your art journey, whatever it may be. You're gonna be super down on yourself. I mean, I feel like most people are. If you're not, that's wonderful. Like, kudos to you. But I was one of those people that was just like, oh, I hate my style and this is awful and blah, and I don't even have a style because I can't draw. So it took a long time to be content, at least, and happy with what I'm creating. A long time, I mean a few years. It took a few years of consistent drawing, working towards something that I like the look of and getting there. And so I'm there where I like what I create. Obviously, I mean, I like have my tea owls hung up on my wall, and my like little coffee birds are over there. So I have them hanging, I have them displayed, and it's like I look at them and I'm like, yeah, I made that. I'm proud of myself, you know? But it doesn't stop me from looking at other people's illustrations being like, wow, that's incredible. That's so much better than what I can do. I want to get to that point. I want to keep on furthering my art style and getting more comfortable with it. So I am looking forward to continuing my artistic journey. I don't think that's something we ever stop developing, but it's funny, even when you're starting out and you feel like you don't have a style, you do have a style. You do. So I was one of those people that watched, I wouldn't say thousands, a lot though, hundreds probably, of YouTube videos of how do I find my art style. So many videos, and so many videos say like, you have a style already. Even if you don't know it, you do. You already have a style. It's how you put lines on paper, how you color things in. It's just, no one will be able to fully replicate how you work. It's just completely personalized. Just the way you hold your pencil, the way you draw a line. You don't even notice the little things that make your style until you get, I feel like until you get to kind of a point where you're happy with your style, with what your art looks like, and then you're like, ah, that's how I draw things, that's my style. So you just have to keep on, obviously, like everyone says, just keep on drawing to be able to develop your style. Because it's true, the more you draw from reference, I mean, I love references. The more you draw from reference, the more you draw from life, then you can move on to drawing from more the images in your head. It becomes easier because, especially for human anatomy, I don't draw a lot of humans. I used to, but I got very tired of just drawing a cute girl or something, you know? Now I draw cute owls. But the more you just draw, you're just like, oh, that's where an arm goes. Like, that's how the shoulder looks connected to the neck, you know? You just learn those things with anything that you draw, and you become more confident, but still, right from the beginning, you have a style. And I think if you can't see it, think about what I think about, at least, is your clothing style. You might not realize it, but everyone has a style for what they like to wear. And like, you don't pay attention to it. Unless you're very into clothing. you may or may not be like, oh, I want to change up my look, my style, you know, what I like to wear. And maybe you do pay attention to that. I feel like that's a thing that people say, that they want to change up their style, their clothing style. So for me, I've always had a very basic clothing style. This is just a t-shirt with a cardigan and some black jeans, which you can't see, but I've always had a very basic clothing style. I'll wear graphic tees and everything, but I've always wanted to wear all the cutesy stuff, like all the nice cute dresses, especially summer dresses, fall stuff, you know, and just for some reason I've never been able to like be gutsy enough with my clothing style. I, one, don't want to spend the money. It's one of the big things. I don't want to spend the money to completely overhaul my clothing, like my wardrobe. So it's just been what it is. Just building off of the same basic wardrobe. So it's that, and also I just haven't been gutsy enough to be like wearing the outfits that I would actually want to wear, which is in a way kind of sad. I don't know. I would almost hope that eventually I could get to that point. I would love to just be confident enough to like walk around in a dress and everything, like a cutesy frilly dress, and not be like wondering what people are thinking. I don't know, self-conscious, obviously. But what was I saying? I think I might be out of time because that full video played. Well, shit. I might have to cut out some of my rambling. I want to finish this point though. Essentially, I've not been comfortable enough with my own clothing style, but I want to push myself with my illustration style. My clothing style, I can get over, it's fine. But my illustration style is something I really, really want to develop. And it's something that I'm just like, it doesn't cost money to be gutsy and put what you want out there. So it costs money in the fact of art supplies and time put into it. But it's, I don't know. I'm almost worried about what people would think, but at the same time, not worried what people will think, because I'm just like, it's my art style. It can be whatever I want it to be. I don't know. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's like, I just want to be able to push myself to make things that I truly love. And I mean, I have been, but I want to keep going. I want to keep developing my art style. So if you are there, if you are just starting out, if you have been doing art for years and years, and you know what I'm talking about, of being like, hey, there's still things that I want to work on, still things I want to tweak, I'm right there with you. Like, let's just keep going, keep looking at other people's art, keep looking at the world around us, and see what you gravitate towards, and try to implement that into your art style. See what little things stick and see what other things don't, and just keep going. So I don't know how I'm gonna cut this down. We shall see. Because I thought it was gonna be hard to talk for 24 minutes, and I talked for more than that. So we shall see how it goes, cropping my ramblings. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Like, oh, there is a little bit more to this video, but yeah. Bye for now.